Welcome back to another engaging episode of Crossroad Conversation. Today, we are honored to host Ranjini Sanjay, a digital business strategist taking us through her 10 years of entrepreneurial journey in the next 1 hour. Prepare to be immersed in her tales of highs and lows, her emotional journey, and the unwavering determination and resilience that she displayed to realize her vision, in spite of the lack of support system in her initial years. Stay tuned as Ranjini shares her inspiring journey from a setback stricken entrepreneur to a revered 8 figure business coach. Our guest for today is a techie by education and an educator by passion. She has spent many years working in the education and IT sector in various capacities. She quit her high paying job in pursuit of her passion for education. And she became an entrepreneur, running multiple schools for an international chain of schools called Arise and Shine Enterprise in Chennai. And now she's a 6 figure business strategist and helps coaches, consultants, and experts to enhance their online presence and to grow their online business. She is Ranjini Sanjay. Hello, Ranjini. Welcome to my podcast.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's an opportunity and a pleasure to be in conversation with you. And thank you so much.
My pleasure, Ranjini. How are you doing today? How you feel?
I'm good. I know we have no scheduled and rescheduled this meeting over a few weeks, and I was really looking forward to having this conversation. So I'm very happy that we finally made it today.
Me too. And so, Ranjini, you've had a corporate career, you're a techie, and you've ran schools. So, how did you get into coaching?
Yeah, so coaching is something that I didn't choose. Like, no, we don't choose. I hope most coaches had that, had the same story to say is like we don't graduate or postgraduate to become coaches. I think coaching chose me. I would say the profession, the industry chose me, and that is my story, like from corporate to entrepreneurship to so much of chaos and challenge in my own life that I invested in a lot of personal development programs, and I had a feedback that I'm a good coach. So I never looked at coaching as a profession because somewhere it was not in my logical pathway. But eventually, when there was a time in my life where I have to work on something I'm good at, when I was looking at starting my career again after 40, then I thought, let me do something that I'm good at rather than trying to learn new things and have a good feedback. So that's how I came to coaching. And I seriously started learning, looking at how coaching as a profession works, and then realize it's a $1 billion industry, and it's an amazing place to be, and yeah, that brings me here.
Wonderful. And not just coaching, but I think when you entered the entrepreneurship journey, that helped you evolve as a person. And I'm sure it must have been a 360 degree for you. So, in these past 10 years, if you could just walk us through that evolution of yours.
Definitely. I think choosing a journey of entrepreneurship, even I was somebody who would not pronounce entrepreneur correctly. This word was out of my dictionary for almost 30-35 years of my life. It was not there. I never thought about it like ever I will be, in this space. But yes, the idea to have, or do something that fulfills me, or idea to do something more than I know, because there is a domain which you don't know, and I have no clue how that unknown zone is for me, where I haven't explored things. So entrepreneurship is a game of unknown, if I have to put it that way, and that's why very few people are here and successful, because it's an unknown zone. every day you have a new challenge to take on. And if you are somebody who is happy to play with this game of unknown, this game is for you. So coming from a family of people looking forward to high paying jobs, entrepreneurship was not something my family was supporting. Like they were like, you don't need to do this, and I took on from there. No, I remember paying that first 1 lakh check to buy that franchisee of my first school. And from that moment, that day, things turned in my house. The way people, responded to me, they treated me, because I was, I have put my paper already in my office. So they knew 2 3 months I will be serving a notice period, and I'll be, doing this forever or whatever after this. So as long as you were getting money home, you had a steady job, a nice job that you are proud to put that corporate tag in your neck, and you work in this company, and and that definitely I'm highly grateful for that job, because that job gave me security. It gave me a house, it gave me children, it gave me my car and everything, the material need to fulfill our basic essentials. But the desire that you have in your spirit to do more from what you can, and what you can be, got me here. And that's, I can clearly look back at that day when things, the day I came back paying that check, and how my husband reacted, how my other family members reacted. I knew this is going to be a tough ride for me. And it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years from that day. And you will agree, I cannot really see myself, I'm not the same person. I am not the same person. I have, as you said, 360-degree turn. So there is a huge transformation when it comes to how I operate in my life. In fact, the way I look today, people, those who know me for so many years, they see I don't look even that person anymore. My looks have changed. Even the color of my skin has changed. And I'm better, I would say, choosing this journey, because I'm living a life of design. I'm living a life of choice. I'm living a life of my passion. And that gives you a different level of health and vitality, freedom and power in doing things. So from corporate to schools to coaching, I think it's a grinder. If you are aware of that,
Yeah.
that grinder we have for making dosa batter, right? It's a grinder.
Yeah.
It's a grind. It's a grind.
True, true. And talking about your entrepreneurship, I'm sure social media and networking played a big part in it was a game changer for you. So tell us about the importance of social media and networking, how you began with this, and how has it helped your business?
Yes. So I think as a techie, I was somebody who had barely 200 people in my phone contact list, and maybe 500 on my Facebook, or maybe 100 or 200 on my LinkedIn. This is how my network was when I was an employee. And the moment I became an entrepreneur, I was a director of a school. I was like, now I need to know you are in a different game of business, marketing, sales, service, customer satisfaction. Like I became a Durga in another way, right? And I had to balance so many things as a owner, as a mother, as a performer, as somebody who is forwarding or heading a team, and taking that responsibility of dealing with these small children and the parents' expectations. So there was a lot of, I think the learning curve is very big. I really can't sit and tell you everything, but it's huge. It's like maybe three MBAs might have completed in this the journey I have covered so far. But when it comes to networking, I think first 5 years, from that list of 100 to 200 on my contact list, I think now it is 5,000 plus. So that is the kind of change I have got in the physical way of connecting with people. Like I haven't come to social media now. So this is what happened in the first 5 years when I was running multiple school. So from 100 to 200 people, I was now no more, restricted or limited to having a certain kind of people on my list. I was ready to open up for, connecting with anyone and everyone around, in and around Chennai, for developing my business of schools, because this is limited to geography. And as you invest in personal development programs, you keep uh, connecting with other entrepreneurs who are in the same journey, because you need a family to support you, because now your own family is really challenging you. This is not going to work for you. Go back to a job, stop this, leave this. Every day I get this advice in the morning or in the evening when I have a chance to talk to people at home. They keep reminding me, I think you should stop, you should go back, you should quit. It's not your cup of coffee. And I'm reminded even today that it is not my cup of coffee. So so really beating that, and I needed people who can listen to me, what I need, what I'm looking at, where I'm challenged, where I can have my intellectual conversations, where I can grow, look for mentorships. That's why you need a community and mentorship to really support your dreams. And that network helped. And this is what transitioned from an employee to employer, because you need to support yourself both mentally and physically, in terms of getting this thing going day on day. Because as I said, it's a grind. And as a human being, as us, we need support. We can't only give, we want to receive as well. We want to have that knowledge and support, at least motivation to come to us, or inspiration. Like when you see other people doing amazing in whatever they took on, it inspires, like, yes, tomorrow I may be successful in my journey, looking at them, and they are also having a similar struggle. So people who inspire and motivate you, you have to have them around you, so that you don't fall prey to the criticism that is there around you. So that is one thing, networking, as I said, finding people of your vibe, finding people of that resonate with what you are up to in your with your business. Now, when it comes to social media, when I started my coaching as a business, I restarted after closing my schools. Then it was pandemic, and everybody went online. And even I started looking for coaches online or courses online to what to do with my life after closing my schools. And then social media became another challenge for my family members. Like, what are you up to on social media? Why are you doing videos? No, they found me, somebody who's like a teenager, youngster here. No, they do these crazy videos to get following and influence, and they're just doing things for entertainment, the likes and the subscribing. Like the children also do. They are so savvy in this. Like karo, subscribe karo. So they were thinking I'm also doing the same thing to get that kind, and they could not clearly understand why I'm here is to educate, not to entertain people. And I think it took me almost, it's my fourth year as a coach, and I think it took me 3 years to really mute them. Like I'm really to show them, like, no, this is not entertainment, this is serious education I'm doing. And my clients are 50 plus, they have gray hairs. And when they give me testimonials, and I think that clearly then mutes all the naysayers around me. So it took me time to really uh, learn how to present myself on social media, because this skill was new, like doing a podcast, recording a video, editing a video, even what tagline or what caption to put. There is a science behind it on social media, to learn and understand, what people are searching, their psychology, their behaviors and all of that. There's so much work being done, but you're judged so easily, right? So I think uh, there is challenge everywhere as an entrepreneur. No matter what you do, circumstances, just even technology keeps changing every month. Like if something was trending few months back, it's not trending anymore. We have something else to catch up now. So as a business owner, we are open to evolve, open to learn new things. Earlier it was networking on a geographical level, but now it is at a social media level, at a global level, and you have to be presentable, and some may be of authority and credibility to really have a decent following on social media, that some people follow you, some people understand you. You don't have to fall for millions and billions of views and followers. All you need is to find people who would like to listen to you, what you have to say. And that's a game. That's another unknown game that I started 3 years back as a coach. Now I'm getting a kind of a handle of it, but still I'm learning, because as technology is evolving, I have to catch up with all those changes. So it's
Right.
been a ride, I would say, as an entrepreneur. I'm clear. Like I remember one of my mentors telling me, like, it takes 30 years for a business to really say that it is a brand. And in 30 years, so many things changes, you know. And I think I have to live up to that change. My business has to live up to the change. And that's how sustainable or profitable venture I'm creating. So it takes a lot for the owner perspective to be
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so Ranjini, you just mentioned about balancing home, balancing your new entrepreneurship business. And from whatever you've shared, there wasn't much of support initially, at least from family. So, and to run a business, it's a very difficult task because you're juggling so many things, and there are a lot of nuances for you as well. You're learning so many things, and you really do need a support system. So did you have a support system? Anyone at all in your family or outside family? How did you build that support system so that you could multitask and wear these multiple hats?
Okay. So I think this for me is a complete different story, but for an entrepreneur, these challenges are usually there. Like you need a support system to take care of yourself, because you are managing so many things as a business owner. But for me, as I said, it was difficult in the beginning, and now I told you when I started this conversation. So, our last business that of schools which I closed, I could, no, I created a lot of debt and because they were physical institutions and completely shut down. So, a lot of financial loss. So, my family was like, no, we are not going to put a single penny anymore on whatever you want to do, figure it out. And that was the thing. So eventually, initially, I had to really, find a lot of, I have to look at the finance part, as well as during pandemic, it was toughest for all of us, because no maid, nobody to support for your regular things at home. So it was, and I think at that time when I started, I launched my book in 60 days, and I used my phone to write that book. I remember doing social media content, in the sense creating that blogs and scripts while breastfeeding my child. So I've done a lot of work in that way, with basically no support initially for at least 2 years. And it eventually took on my health. Like I had, sprain in my hand, and then my family members considered, like, we can have a support at home for the basic housekeeping and all that. And eventually from that point, I could buy some time to do more and get more clients. And as the money started coming in, and my people at home could see that I am not, doing entertainment. I'm doing something, whatever it is, it doesn't make sense to them. But okay, I had a cook. So eventually, I think I earned that support that I can create for myself. Like now, my 5-year-old son has been taken care by a nanny as I'm doing this interview and conversation. So I have a system to, I've created that system to support me while I'm working, balancing my, uh, family life, my kids. I've got 3 children now. My teenage kids will be home soon. And yes, and at the same time, when it comes to my business, I have 2 assistants now to take care of my community of clients. So you build these systems as you grow, as you mature as a business as well. So
Yeah,
it can be
yeah.
done.
Yeah, kudos to you. And I think all your hard work has paid off and you can see the results now. So that's wonderful. So could you share with us maybe a client success story? And I'll ask you to share maybe a unique one. When I say unique, maybe because you work with coaches, so maybe a coach whose niche was quite unique or different, which is not very regular in the market, but you worked with them, or maybe their coaching journey with you was not a cakewalk. So maybe it's one of these kind of stories.
Yeah, I got your point, what you're trying to say. So I have a few interesting people in my community. I work with mostly life coaches. So in my 3 years of journey, I've worked with almost 50, but I see I'm more effective with life coaches. And that is where my expertise is the best utilized. So I have a client who is kind of 60, 65, or maybe 67. All are above 50, 60. And these people are not born in that technology age. So they are really scared of technology, what they have to do and what to do and not. So Lisa from Minnesota, US, and she uh, is one of the clients who has completed almost a year with me. And she chose to she had a hip surgery. She met with an accident and she had 2 3 surgeries in the year we were working together last year. And she had a surgery going on. She's doing my coaching and mentoring, and as a business coach, I help them create their courses and launch their webinars and get a regular streamline of income as well as clients into their system. And generally, regularly, my clients, they take 21 days to launch their first webinar, and they see a paying client coming in, and that's a minimum, the standard that we have. And Lisa took almost 6 months to launch her first webinar. Why I'm sharing this story is with the kind of health challenges she had, the age. She's a grandmother of 3 kids, and she lives with them, the family, her son, and the passion to create this business at this age, where she doesn't need to do this kind of work, right? At this age you should be relaxing, I don't know, but having that kind of hunger and fire to learn technology, oh my god, that amazed me. She can now do her landing pages. She
Wow.
can now do her the videos, the social media. Everything was such a huge challenge for her, because I remember when I took her on board, maybe I didn't see that coming, but eventually I saw that this is going to be a different journey. And she's been so patient. And she always tells me, "You are so patient with me." And I think, even that, the journey of growth, that she could, do so many things now, doing her landing, doing video editing, and really doing the Instagram live. Oh my God. No, I'm a fan. I would say I'm a fan, and she renewed her membership with me. She's continuing for the second year, And yeah, and writing her book now. She's writing her book this year with me. So yes, that amazes me. The clients, that the kind of passion they bring in this industry of serving people, and make most importantly making their craft available to others, that they can use, learn, and make a difference in their life. And I think that commitment is something that brings me every day to this table. Like, I need to work to help them, that their knowledge and expertise reaches the people who are waiting for this to come to them and help them. So yeah, I salute her, you know, uh, her ability to really be on up to speed with the kind of technological changes are happening and the demand of the industry. But yes, she has done amazing. And this is one example I can share. Otherwise, most of them are, the doctors, the lawyers who don't know technology are in my community, all non-tech savvy. Eventually, I did my landing page, I did my video editing. These are the kinds of wins we have, and I'm so
Right.
proud of them. And one of the coaches who really gave me a feedback was, you have a kindergarten for coaches. So I'm happy
Wonderful.
to say that. May not, people want to have hi-fi techie things and tools and big numbers and to flash their credibility of the business. But I'm happy. I'm so proud that I've created a kindergarten for coaches, that they can learn uh, writing a post, making a video. And that's a big win for us to celebrate.
Right. It's wonderful, Ranjini, because uh, we have all most of the new coaches that are here are youngsters diving into this new industry, $1 million industry, as you say, and they are tech savvy. They are doing so much in this field. Their challenges are completely different, but what you are doing is truly inspirational, because we have another, this population of people who are so mature, who are older in age and have so much to share, but they are falling short just because of technology, because it's the age of technology. So you are doing some wonderful work in trying to get these people share their knowledge with everyone. So thank you for that. And talking about books, so let's talk about your latest book, The 100K Launch Method, the business strategy to make millions online, right? So
Yeah.
I'll share a quote from your book, which I really, really loved. It says, "Your mind is the limit. There is no magic in logic, and there is no miracle without an unconditional love. The power of love and strength to believe in yourself can manifest miracles and magic." Would you like to elaborate a little on this?
Yes, thank you for bringing this up, because it's been long. I remember writing this, but yeah, I completely agree that if you want magic and miracles in your life, I think somewhere you need to park that logic in the corner and take on life. And if you bring logic, then you miss the magic. So yeah, being a techie, it was difficult because we are very much a logical brain. But I think I could really balance it. I could allow myself to really keep my logic aside and think of miracles are possible. And yes, as long as you believe in miracles, it will happen. And that's the magic of miracles. So yes, so somewhere inside you, you have that ability to believe. See, the success of any entrepreneur, I think I want this to share in this conversation, is like, I see people who really want logically things to happen in business, like, the success, the profit, or the impact. But the game is when you have put a vision out there, which is logically not possible, but magically possible. And that's where, if you're taking on a game like that, you are going to have a phenomenal career, phenomenal success. And it takes a lot of courage, as I said, to play this unknown game of unknown. I mean, how? Because there's no answer to the how. But I believe that this is why I'm here for. So somewhere, as I said in the previous conversation also, like working with these people who are 50 plus, I know this group is not having that power of technology, which I am actually, enabling that for them, empowering them so that they can do their business with ease, learning this technology, because nobody has this patience to teach how to copy and paste. From there, no, you can't begin. Kind of the generation right now is like, we are way behind of them, what they know. But yes, so to really stand in that power of your own, like no, really standing in that goal that you have, or believing in that uh, the shine that I am, that I can lighten up other people's life and I can create pathways for others to walk. That belief will make those miracle and magic happen in not just your life, for other people as well. So for that belief, you need to really believe in magic. You have to keep your logic aside, but then strategically approach that, whatever you are creating as an entrepreneur. So as each entrepreneur has a vision, each entrepreneur out here doing business has a goal to achieve, maybe a monthly goal, a daily goal, but there is a long term goal also. That is possible if you are standing in your own power. You know that this is my strength, this is what I'm uniquely created and here for to give to the world. And if you stand there and believe in that magic, that I can create that future that is unknown, but your journey will be exceptional, exceptional. So believing in that. And 100K launch is a strategy which I teach my client, like how to make that 100K every time you launch your program for sales. So when I say a launch could be a webinar, launch could be a challenge that you throw, launch could be an offer. No, it's launching is like I'm having that this program is available for purchase. So that is what is a launch. So making 100K, what steps you need is what is the book. And it is a 10-step formula which I teach my clients. And uh, they can rinse and repeat to make that 100K, multiple 100Ks. And it is irrespective of the currency. Wherever, whichever country you are, the formula works for the coach. If they are in London or US, they can make that numbers in their business using that strategy. So that's why I call it as a six-figure expert. And as a coach, I have arrived at this strategy, working 3 years, 4 years, and I'm now moving on to the 7 and 8 figures, which I'm teaching my clients who are following me, or working, continuing to working with me. So they reach their 6 figures in their first launch, or maybe third launch, or maybe the sixth launch. But eventually, then I help them make it 7 and then 8, because each step has a different strategy. Like 6 figure is the strategy, but 7 figure is a different strategy. So what I have put in the book is a 6 figure, how to get to that 6 figure mark, that you feel great, that you created something that the market needs, and there are people to buy it. It gives you as a huge confidence booster. Like I created something, I created a program, and it's working, and people really want this. So when you see people buying, it is a confidence booster for you as a business owner, like my product is selling. So that's the strategy in the book.
All right. So, Ranjini, you were taking care of, you were running the schools, right? A chain of schools, but
Yeah.
that did not work out. Then you moved into coaching. Would you like to share the key challenges and setbacks that you faced while working and running those schools? What didn't work out at that time? And because of which, of course, that was just a stepping stone for you, and that's why where you are now, the a six-figure business coach. But what didn't work out while you were running the previous businesses?
Yeah. So as I said, it was my first business, and being passionate about education, I thought, let me try this first. And I have a bigger vision when it comes to why I'm doing this work. That is, I'm raised in a city. I'm born in a city, raised in a city. I had all the privileges of living in a city, but I'm married to somebody who is raised in a village. In fact, a jungle where there is still no lights and no roads. That place of Maharashtra. So I have seen both the worlds, like the rural side of India as well as the urban side. And somewhere I could clearly see the difference of the lifestyle, quality of life that people have. A big differentiator is the education. And I could clearly see that if education is provided, I think the lifestyle or the quality of life can be impacted. That's why I came to education sector, like how I can bridge this gap. Because if not for my husband, who was not supported by the family to pursue education, he would not be a doctor, though he came from a rural background. He's the first doctor from the village. I'm privileged because living in a city and I have all the privileges of living in a metro. But that's just by chance, like I'm born in this place, in this family. But I want this to be available for every kid, that they are not the quality of life, they can also have. Everybody has that basic right to have a great education, and it is available for everyone. So that brings me to school, and I remember telling my husband, like, I want to do something. He said, first you learn this business and then you think of doing something in this area. And that's how the schools I started. I did multiple schools. I have big IB school in Vishakhapatnam, and I've done one in Kanyakumari. So I was able to set up schools, but I could clearly see myself limited, that I'm limited to a geography. Like, though I had two centers in Chennai, it was again limited to a 3 kilometer. I really wanted to have a global impact. I'm looking for a bigger vision. And somewhere I was finding that this business is, I was feeling suffocated, like I'm doing limited. I want to do more. Even if I go and set up multiple schools, it will be again limited to India or maybe another country, another city. But that doesn't give me a space of creating a larger impact. So that was one factor which was not really pushing me as an entrepreneur to do more. The second thing was profits, because coming from a non-business background, business itself is a game of numbers, where you need to generate the profits for the thing to survive. And that's where uh, I could I there was a dip, like I could not reach to the profitability desired by the business. So that was the second one. So being an employee to employer, this is where the struggle was, how to build a profitable business. And that's how I took a call to close the businesses, because it was not going anywhere. I could have got more and more financial loss just to being attached to the idea of having a school. And I had a third child, so like it eventually came to a closure, because all corners I was pushed to shut down all the work that I had was doing. And that's why when I came back to education as coaching, I'm more focused on the profitability of this business. So every coach I work, my focus is on making them profitable so that they don't quit or they don't have to shut this down because they didn't make that money. Each one of them, like you and me and any expert who has more than a decade or 2 decades of experience, we all have that gold with us. But you need to learn that art to convert that gold into no numbers in your bank account. That's an art, and that you need to learn. Whatever you start, whether it's coaching, training, a YouTube channel, or maybe podcast, I recommend you take it to profitability, because that will push your passion. That will help you have that push passion alive for a longer time. Otherwise, if you are not focusing on profitability, you will drain and the passion will die. So though my passion didn't die, though my I closed my business, I could come back because I had a bigger vision to work on. So when you have a bigger why, you find a way to get
Right.
there. And I'm happy. Today I have a global audience. The reach I really wanted, like my programs are can be accessed any part of this world, and you know, people can use it, learn it, do a business out of it. And I think that way I am now satisfied about the impact I'm creating. I'm not feeling limited. I feel that there is more opportunities. I can reach many people, and I'm not limited any. Yeah.
Okay. So, Ranjini, I'm going to take a pause here before we move into the second segment. And I'm going to have an off-guard question, nothing to do with business, nothing to do with
Okay.
life, but just a fun question. So, I'm going to ask you to pick a number between 15 to 20. I have a list of questions. The number you pick, I'm going to ask you that question. Yeah. So, pick between 15 to 20.
15 means 1 5,
Yes, 1 5.
15 to 20, 20.
Yes. Yes.
I'll pick 70.
All right. All right. So, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever eaten?
Ever eaten. All right. There is this small fish that is there. I'm married to a tribal man. So in his tribal village, there is this small fish. And it was really weird when when it was got into and cleaned in the kitchen, and I was asked to cook. And maybe even still I feel scared to eat that fish now as well. So the name is Bothia. I don't know how many people could relate it, but if people are watching this conversation in India, they could understand. It's a small fish. I think it gave me some allergy also, because maybe the resistance I had while eating. It was weird because I never had that fish, and they usually roast it and they put it in the curry and have it. So for me, it was totally weird to have that way of fish.
Okay. Wonderful. That's nice. All right. So I'll move into the next segment, Rajni, and we are going to get into some deep conversations about life in this section. So, in life, what do you celebrate the most, and what would you like to celebrate more of, and why? And when I say celebrations, I'm not meaning festivals or birthdays. It's maybe achievements or celebrating moments of gratitude, kindness, connections.
I understand. Yeah. It's a very good question. I was really not expecting this, because this is the philosophy I teach. Uh, as I follow, and as well as I teach my clients also. I make sure they celebrate their smallest wins and even their failures also, because celebration is all about this moment, this what you have today or maybe now, and what I can celebrate. So you can put it in way of saying gratitude, or expressing gratitude, or maybe being kind, or whatever way. It's more about, for me, celebration is more about acknowledging the unique creation you are, acknowledging God created you this way, in this color, the skin, the the color of your eye, the color of your hair, the geography that you're born, the legacy that you are in the family, and just being so amazing as you are, however you look. And for me, that's a celebration. Like how much ever you can acknowledge the authentic self you are in your mind, body, and spirit, that's a celebration. And acknowledge, and life will keep happening. There will be another day, and something will happen. There are times where you are successful, there are times you are miserable. There may be horrible, ugly days. There may be some amazing lighter moments. It's It's all about in all those moments, whether it was ugly or whether it was bad or it was amazing, who you are in that mind, body, and spirit. Celebrate that person. That is what I know. I advocate when it comes to celebrations. And if you can acknowledge who you are in that space, I think that's the most unique creation God has created you and it's a celebration of that creator, that connection you have with the creator, and that will give you huge power and love to go on in life. So that
That's
is
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned legacy. What is the legacy you would want to leave behind?
Hmm. So legacy of contribution, legacy of growth, because each individual, you and me, we have a set of value system that we demonstrate. We have it and we demonstrate. We may not be aware of it. But if we look back in our lives, and even the way I build business for my clients is all about leaving a legacy through whatever they are creating. If it is their coaching, their YouTube channel, the courses, there is something they want to leave, because these products will remain. We will go from this, world, but our products will continue to serve. Our information on YouTube, the podcast will continue to inspire people. So in those events or those content, what are you leaving? What is that message that you have? We all have a message, and that's why it is bringing you here and me here in this conversation. It brings me here in this business that I create content every day. So that message is that pure gold that you have and that you are ready to share with the world. And for me, I would say it is about living a life where you're celebrating, as I answered the last question, like you living a life where you are celebrating yourself.
Right.
And and if you can celebrate yourself, you can be a celebrity. That's
Right.
my formula of how to become a celebrity. Celebrate
Right.
yourself. So
Yeah.
a
Excellent.
legacy where you can you're celebrated.
Right. Excellent, Rajni. So, Rajni, you're a strong businesswoman, strategizing and building your business. At the same time, you're a loving mother, taking care of your children's needs, their wants, uh, even making those difficult decisions of what to cook today, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure all mothers can relate today to this. But jokes apart, I remember seeing one of your videos of you carrying your little baby boy in 2017 when you delivered. And while you were holding that little angel in your arms, your daughter was taking a video of her little brother and of you. And at this time, you were lost, you were feeling depressed, you were upset, you felt broken. Basically, you were even absent to notice that your daughter was taking that video. But fast forward now, you are thriving in happiness, right? So I'm asking this with all sensitivity of what happened at that time, what were you going through, and how did you pull yourself out of it?
Yeah, I at this point I would like to appreciate the homework that you did in understanding my profile. Now, I've never been with a no in an interview where I am studied so deeply. And thank you so much for taking that much of curiosity and looking at that my content. And I can clearly see how much you have prepared yourself to have this conversation. I really appreciate it. And yes, it was one of the darkest times of my life, though I had this beautiful child in my hand, but yet in my mind, body, I was broken. The reason is my financial loss from the business because I had to close a business which was my dream. And no, it was like my baby. And it was really letting go of that dream and really sitting no clueless like what I will do next. Am I really worthy and of anything more? though I had so much to celebrate around me at that moment also. But I was not really, in that space. I was maybe depressed. A lot of people tell me like you were depressed that no, that you forgot to even smile. I was continuously, chased for the payments, the EMIs that were bouncing, the payments that were pending, and even all that criticism going around me. So I was deep inside that, uh, and very, very, very tough time for me. I can see a journey built on so many broken promises, so many, in Hindi कहते हैं ना गालियां, बहुत सारी
Hmm.
गालियां खाई है. And to having been a high performer, being top of your game while you are a student, while in life, and being successful in the past, going through this time was very tough, especially when your children are growing up. And I'm vulnerable to be me, whether I'm angry, I'm mad, or I'm no crying. I'm okay to be that person in front of my kids because that's the real me. And I really want them to take courage to be that person. Don't have to shy away that no, I'm feeling upset. No, you can be yourself and take responsibility of whatever is going around. And I think I had to really uh, like I was like, no, you take all the broken pieces together and put together and start creating something new out of it. So I think that was a space where I let go of that old identity and created a new one. So that it was that point where I created my new identity of becoming a $1 million coach, reclaiming my authority, my credibility, and bouncing back as a strong and competent businesswoman. I think that was the foundation. I think that video, that moment was that foundation. Like I could get up and get going.
Yeah.
So
And I
no,
think
take on it.
it's done a wonderful job at it. As you said, you put together those pieces, and those pieces have fit together so well. It's like that beautiful mosaic, right? And when the light hits it, we can see that happiness and that abundance right now. So, congratulations on that. And I will ask you just one last question. If you could leave our audience today with a message, one message for the audience with whatever experience and knowledge you're bringing to us today.
Yeah. So, first of all, Jennifer, it is not less than an intense coaching session, this interview, but I could clearly feel that, the roller coaster of emotions have been while answering these questions. And yeah, I feel great that I have come this far. And the message I would like to leave is I often hear this as I'm growing older. Like, it's time, like, there is no right time, I would say. It's always the time where you start choosing yourself, choosing to do what you like and what you believe, what your philosophy is. Be shameless to share that, and be a child to do mistakes. It's okay. You don't have to always have all the answers. You don't have to be perfect. And I will show you my nails. I recently got this nails done. I
That's
went to an
pretty.
exhibition. I went to an exhibition yesterday. I was a chief guest there, and it was a women's college. And this stall was there, nail salon, and I quickly did it. And I remember my husband telling me this morning, "You are getting old. No, why are you dressing up like youngster?"
It's
I
to
was,
get dressed, and your nails look beautiful.
I said, no, it's okay. People have opinions, but I was telling him, I think I will get this done for my, you know, for the toe, and and he was like, no, this is how people will, no, people will tell you like what you have to do, what is good for you. but own it, own your own self, own your authentic self, and stand in that power. And that will give you uh, huge feeling, or maybe say a fulfillment, where you honor the unique creation you are, as created by the creator, the god. And if you honor that, that's the big deal. And if you are not doing what you really meant for, or if you can't really acknowledge your thought process and your desires and dreams, then you are really, ditching, you're doing a disservice to what you are meant to be here for. So I think, yes, take on that authentic journey, be yourself. And it's a tough one to take. I know it's easy to show up and be look good for others, and be in that standards, but being yourself is the toughest part. But it's the most enjoyable, peaceful, lovable space. So I recommend, at this age, I'm 45, I would say, take on as wherever you are. Take this on.
That's some profound, deep message, and it's really inspiring, Ranjini. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast and sharing all that big, immense knowledge with us. Really thankful for you to be here on our podcast today. Thanks, Ranjini. Hope you enjoyed today's episode with Ranjini Sanjay and drew inspiration to continue working towards your dream in spite of failures. Remember, like her, your eventual success will serve as a powerful response to those who doubted and ridiculed you along the way. We would love to hear your thoughts on this episode and the season as a whole. So get typing in the comment section below. And don't forget to spread the wisdom by sharing this podcast with someone who might need a boost. Thank you for subscribing to Jennifer's Crossroad Conversation. Until next time, keep exploring perspectives and inspiring growth.